StrayAllDay.com.
Our third speaker, not our third speaker, he's a very great member, participated in all the events. He's very motivational, gives a lot of good lessons, life lessons. And today, the title of his speech is reality. What you can see, what you can feel. Let's welcome Drake.
Drake.
Alright, I'm real excited today. First of all, before I begin, if any of you here during at any point in my speech that LeBron James announced what team he's going to play for, you can absolutely interrupt. First of all, serious? Anyway. How many of you have ever listened to a 5-year-old child talk about what they want for their birthday, what they want for Christmas, or what they want to be when they grow up? Right. We've all heard that, right? Right. You ask a 5-year-old what they want for their birthday, they want the whole world. The possibilities are endless. You ask them what they want to be, they want to be a movie star on the poster, a man on the TV show, the character on the cereal box, maybe be just like mommy or just like daddy. And we all know what that sounds like because we've all heard children speak. Some of us have children. And we all know what it feels like because we've all been that child before. So let me ask you this, since everybody knows what it sounds like. How many times have you heard that child talk about all these things they want to be, do, and have, and then follow it up with, it's all fine and good, but I just got to be realistic? Probably not much. It's ridiculous to even think about it, right? It's to a child that young, everything is possible. Everything is realistic. Realistic is a word only us grown-ups use. And in my experience, if any of you think about it, we only use the word realistic when we feel like there needs to be a filter between what we think we can do and what we believe we can do. So what I want to address in my speech today is, what is it that happens? What takes place between us being a 5-year-old child and us now as adults when we feel like there's a gap between our ideas and our reality? So when we go out into the world as young adults, we all have these great hopes, dreams and ideas of things we're going to do, how successful we're going to be, how we're going to change the world. And what happens to all of us is life starts beating us up. We face rejection over and over and over again. People we're close to, and even complete strangers, explain to us in very convincing fashion, though they mean well, that there are certain things that we just cannot do. What happens is we start to lower our ambitions, we adjust our goals to meet what is acceptable and realistic, quote unquote. And it gets to the point that the same way the waves of the ocean beat against rocks and bring them down eventually to tiny particles of sand, that rejection works on our psyches, works on our confidence. We start to stop ourselves without needing that outside interference. As soon as we have a great idea, before it becomes a second thought, before that idea travels to our mouths, or before that idea becomes even the smallest of actions, we reject ourselves. We say, wait a minute, gotta be realistic. So let me tell you a story about my life, basketball, and reality. Now, I started playing basketball when I was about 14 years old. Went to high school, tried out for the team. 9th grade, didn't make it. 10th grade, didn't make it. So in 11th grade, I went to try out for the team. Quick side note to all of you about sports teams tryouts, for those of you not familiar. The majority of people who try out for a sports team are unsuccessful. They don't make it. So for example, if you see 50 people trying out for a basketball team, maybe about 10 will make it and 40 won't. The 40 who don't, nobody talks about them, nobody remembers them. They're not notable because they didn't make it, right? So when I tried out as a junior and didn't make it again, the next day in school, everybody was talking about me. So what was it that happened at tryouts that day that I was the story? Quick lesson in basketball for those who don't know. There's only 2 roles in the game. There's offense, that's the person with the ball. Their goal is to make the ball go in that basket. If it goes in, you get points, they call that scoring. The other role is defense. Your job on defense is, by any means necessary, stop that person with the ball from scoring. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
So that day at tryouts, I was matched up with a guy who was a year older than me. He was a senior, I was a junior, but we were about the same height. But what I come to find out a few minutes later was he was a lot stronger than me. So during tryouts, this guy scored on me about 7 times in a row. For those of you who don't watch basketball, that's a lot. All the other players watching were going crazy. The coach was laughing. And this is boys basketball team tryouts, so there were girls watching. After about the 4th basket, I heard a girl on the sideline say, "Man, he needs to just go home." Now, over the next few days, as I kept rehashing this story over and over again in my mind, not to mention everybody in school talking about it to me when they saw me, reality started talking to me. And it said, basketball is just not in the cards for you, Dre. Look at you. You've not accomplished anything in the game yet. You're 16, 17 years old. You just got cut from the team 3 years in a row in embarrassing fashion. Any reasonable, logical person will look at you right now and say, young man, you may very well do some fantastic things in this world, but damn sure ain't gonna be from basketball. Something in my mind sparked and said, why don't you just give it one more shot to see what happens. See what happens. So I did give it another shot, eventually started playing basketball again. I made the team as a senior, and I was okay, nothing notable. To tell you the truth, I sat on the end of the bench, but I had a uniform. Went on to play college basketball. I was okay, nothing spectacular. From there, I've gone on to a professional career, been able to build a name and a brand for myself in playing basketball. All because at the moment, when reality was screaming in my ear that this is absolutely not possible, some small voice inside of me said, why don't you place a double or nothing bet on yourself against reality and see what happens. Now, I'm telling you this story not to impress you. No, I'm lying. I ain't trying to impress you. Not to impress you seriously, but to impress upon you that reality can be summed up by a simple definition. It's what you can see, what you can feel, what you can touch. What you have to understand in conclusion is that what you see is not just what's in front of your face. It's a vision you can have in your mind. And what you feel and touch is not just what you can hold in your hands. It's an energy you can create within yourself. So no matter what circumstance or situation you face, as long as there's something within you that you can see and feel, reality is as real as you choose to make it big. Thank you.